Hi, hello, you beautiful souls. Thank you for joining me today. Carmen Delport, multidimensional healer, quantum healer, and channel. Today, I want to talk about how relationships are shifting, changing, evolving. During the eclipses we've just been, through, relationships has been a big focus of that eclipse season, okay? And it still is. So we are seeing painful karmic patterns and cycles coming up for us to look at. So anything that has been suppressed inside of you, now this can be for many lifetimes, a pattern that maybe that normally you don't have deep discussions, you just walk away, you don't want to know about it, or it's not easy for you or the other person to see how you are feeling or understand how you're feeling, or maybe you're not understanding how you yourself are feeling because of whatever reason, from childhood, from teenage years, from a previous relationship, boundaries, unworthiness, self-love. All those things have got a huge impact on our relationships with ourselves, romantic relationships, family, friends, and work colleagues, okay? Now, what's been happening is because we are ascending, we are moving from 3D to 5D, we are increasing in consciousness, we are increasing in awareness. Okay, and what is assisting this process is the light frequency and codes coming into the planet from different sources to help us become more crystalline. And in order for us to become more crystalline, we have to heal these unhealed aspects of ourselves. Okay, so in order for us to become more aware, things bubble up inside of us to look at, or you just feel something isn't right. What is it? Okay, those are things that need your attention. Now, once we start working on these, healing these, just becoming more aware of these, our relationships are directly influenced by it. Okay, now this is happening in all relationships worldwide. You cannot avoid it. Okay, that's why we're seeing so many relationships, friendships, work agreements ending because people no longer get along. They're no longer communicating on the same level because some are ascending faster, as in more awareness of self and others. Okay, now that is happening, like I say, in all relationships. So what's happening is, like, if you are in a 3D relationship, we are always projecting our pains, our fears. That's just a natural process of being a 3D human being. But as we are healing, we are less projecting our pains and beliefs onto other people because we're healing it, becoming more aware. Okay? Now, as you are becoming more aware, you naturally expect the other person in the relationship to also become more aware and more understanding and more empathic of self and the other person in the relationship. So as the relationships are becoming more 5D, we are communicating on a different level of love, real deep love and understanding for each other. okay? Communication is much more open, much more flowing. People are more willing to communicate with self and with each other. Where a 3D relationship, there is so much programming and trauma projecting going on that we are not communicating because we don't understand what is going on in ourselves or in the world. So how can we communicate on an equal level? Okay? So in a 5D ascending relationship, there is this real willingness to communicate and understand clearly. Okay? There's an acceptance of the other's viewpoint. There's an acceptance of the other's emotions. There's an acceptance of the other's history. There is not avoidance. Okay? And this is both ways. But when that becomes out of balance, there's like a void that starts creating. And it doesn't mean that that relationship is going to stop. It just means that there needs to be communication of how are we going to bridge this void. Okay? Now, many relationships, friendships are ending because this void can no longer be bridged. Okay? The 5D ascending relationship is, like I said, all about love, unconditional love, with healthy boundaries in place. Okay? It is coming from a place of self-love, self-worth, worthy of love, worthy of having your voice heard, worthy of expressing yourself. Okay? The 3D relationship is based on need, the neediness for someone else to fulfill you, the neediness for someone else to give you happiness, to create happiness for you, the neediness to be seen with that person, maybe the neediness to be in a specific place, living in a specific location with a specific person. Is all image driven. Okay? Whereas as we are in an ascending relationship, there is no more neediness. Okay? Now, there is this unconditional love and understanding with healthy boundaries. And it doesn't mean that there's no need at all. It just means that you can be equal, you can be just as happy, equally as happy by yourself. And the other person is adding to the joy of whatever the relationship is. Okay? So it's the coming together of two healing, whole beings. Okay? Where the 3D relationship is very much based on the neediness. Now, with the 5D, there can be need. There can be a need for support and understanding. That is what we all want anyway. But that is not the overarching theme of the relationship. It is unconditional love and understanding. Very important to remember that. Where the 3D relationship, boundaries is very unstable. It's either too weak, you're letting people walk over you, you're letting people not consider you, you're letting people hurt you. Okay? But when someone is hurting you, it is because you allow them to hurt you. And also there is this, can also be the 3D relationship that the boundaries is so strong, you don't let anyone in. Or you don't only let them into certain areas. That's also very 3D. Okay? Now, when we are in a relationship that's very hurtful, that's hurting us, it is showing us where we need to work, what work we need to do on ourselves. So the 3D relationship has got a place. It shows us what we need to work on. And that's even in the 5D relationship, as we're ascending, we have that. Because there's two different personalities involved, and we are always mirroring to the other one what we need to work on in our healing journey, but also the amazing, beautiful aspects of ourselves that we can be proud of. Okay? So the 5D relationship is coming out of a place of self-worth, self-love, understanding, and healthy boundaries. Now, if you are finding yourself in a relationship, maybe you've been in a relationship for many, many, many years, and only the one person is ascending and the other one is not, there's a lot of work that needs to happen there. Now, I would really, if you want to, if you're at that point that you really want to make it work, you have to get the other person on board and discuss and see how you're going to make this work. Okay? Because all relationships are give and take. Whether it's 5D or 3D, it's give and take. And we are all on our journey. Wherever you are right now is exactly where you're meant to be. There's no right and there's no wrong. But if you're in a relationship where you cannot be your true self, then you need to really consider, how can I be my true self? How can I let this person allow and accept me to be my true self? And that is very important for your emotional well-being and also your physical well-being, which is another thing about the 5D relationship. You know that you are not your emotions. Your emotions are just messages. Where in the 3D relationship, emotions are ruling everything. You can't be the observer. So it's very important to be the observer of your own emotions, the observer of the relationship you are in, whether it's friendships or colleagues. Be the observer. And don't just react, but observe your own emotions and what's happening around you. And these can change from day to day, so don't just make an opinion or a decision like that. We are in these very fast moving energies. You know, we are ascending at a crazy speed at the moment. So we're changing on a daily basis actually, okay? That's why we are even physically changing, because of all these beautiful light codes we're receiving. So I wish you all a beautiful 5D relationship where you can feel completely loved, supported, and understood. And as always, like I say, you don't have to have the same interests. It's good to have different interests, or you can have the same interests, but it's not black and white. Okay, so if you are, and I'm talking about this today because so many are feeling alone in their relationships at this moment, because you're in this space of having had this very close relationship, maybe with a friend or a loved one or a romantic partner, that you had this beautiful close relationship, but because you are on this spiritual journey and ascending, that closeness is no longer there. And you can find yourself feeling very alone and very misunderstood. Many are going through this at the moment. Many, okay? And many has come through that already. Be kind and loving to yourself. And when the time is right, when you've done enough work on yourself, then the right people will fall into place for you. It's not an easy journey. And as we're going forward, these beautiful, love-based relationships are becoming more and more important. When we can have these heart-to-heart conversations, soul-to-soul conversations. Some people might be living your life that you will forever have that beautiful connection with. It's just you can't be together anymore. But maybe when you're apart, you can be beautiful friends. And I see that a lot as well. Where these romantic relationships become beautiful friends. Okay? So I'm sending you all so much love wherever you are. As always, I'm here to help you to be your beautiful, true, authentic self, peeling away all the layers of programming, insecurities, traumas and pains from this lifetime and past lifetimes. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for being here. Bye.